What's up, JobBoard fans? So, doing a little interview today with my friends over at JBoard. I got Marty here, the founder from JBoard.io, on the line. They just came out with some new updates recently, so I want to get a quick demo from him and also talk to them about the origin of the company and what they're all about there at JBoard. So, Marty, it's great to have you, and he joins us from Armenia. That's where he works on the company there. So, how are you today?
Hi, Chris. Thanks for having me. Good. Pretty good.
Awesome. So, when did you start JBoard? What's the history of it?
Probably 3 years ago. It was around November 3 years ago. So I was pretty much trying to open a job board as a side income business at that time. I was looking at cybersecurity jobs, like the industry itself. I am a developer at that time. I was working as engineering manager in one of the US top companies, and I was like, if I start again a project and start spending a lot of time on development without doing marketing, etc., that will be horrible. Let me just look for a existing solution. I was really passionate at that time, even now, about search engine optimization and aggregation. I was trying to find a solution that will do a good SEO on a relatively reasonable budget and also aggregation. I wasn't able actually to find at that time anything good that matched my kind of criteria that I was looking for. So decided to start JBoard as a probably initially as a side project, and then I realized how big is the job board market is, and it went to a like full-time job.
So, 3 years ago, you said, right?
Yes, exactly.
And how many clients do you have today? How many job boards are powered by JBoard?
He did not publish the exact number. It's, I would say, more than hundreds.
Hundreds. Okay. What's the biggest site on there? Do you have a kind of a highlighted client that you always talk about?
Probably like uh, one of the biggest job boards that we have, they joined us, is Intellicare.com. They are a US-based nursing company and they opened their own job board. Uh, their company and actually the staff is pretty has really good knowledge about SEO and been in industry for a long time. It just makes me proud to see that they are our customer.
What
They are
size are
even
they?
they are 1,000, I think 500 people on LinkedIn.
What's the name of the site again? I didn't catch that.
It's intellicare.com.
Intelligent. Okay.
Their CMO right now was previously the CMO of monster.com, and they picked us for search engine optimization, etc.,
Gotcha.
like the features that we provide.
What would you say are the key or the best features of JBoard right now?
Probably what was an initial focus for me. One, the search engine optimizations. We paid a lot of attention to both, especially internal, like page speed, how the page is structured, etc., and how we generate landing pages, for example. Let's say software development jobs, but then we create specific pages for full-time software development jobs in Los Angeles, in Chicago, etc. That's one really good structure that we created that we see helps job boards a lot. Second, when actually I was myself was trying to open the job board, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna like fill the jobs every day one by one. I wanted something to aggregate jobs. And at that time when I looked, only backfill was like most popular option, but with backfill, you kind of lose on the SEO game because you are not able to rank on Google Jobs because the job content itself is not on your job board. And also the user experience kind of with backfill is a little bit lacking because let's say you backfill from Indeed, then all the jobs are like being redirected to backfill. So we created pretty robust aggregation system that allows you both to scrape jobs from other job boards, but also to categorize them accordingly. So the hierarchy that you create on your job board, let's say software development, QA testing, etc., like categories and tags. Later, you are able with rules in our side to say, okay, whenever a new job is scraped, automatically categorize it by the following rules.
Yeah, it's cool. I did see that. I had a couple clients recently on JBoard, which I started using it a bit with them, and I did like that aspect of it. You could scrape a feed, and you can also scrape a web page too, right on the functionality there. Okay, all right. Why don't you pop open your screen there, and let's take a look at your demo and get some more details there.
Yeah, absolutely, with pleasure. Let me just share my screen. Okay, perfect. So probably the basic setup that I would recommend usually job boards do once they set up. This is the job board dashboard that they will see. They can preview their job board here, and they can go into the admin panel and start customizing. From the appearance section, they can customize other logo, website header, like other menus that they would like to have, email templates. All the emails that they have here are customizable. They can turn it off or on. If they want, they can go even say, okay, I want to preview, see how it looks like, etc. This is pretty much all the appearance section. Once they customize it, the next step they would do, actually, they would aggregate jobs to their job board, at least to have some content. One really important note here, I see, depending on the domain, but usually if job boards are very new, what they would do, they would come, start aggregating, and they would aggregate, I don't know, let's say 5,000 jobs,
Mhm.
and then Google will ban them because for Google will be suspicious if someone starts a new job and they have all of a sudden 5,000, 10,000 jobs. Usually Google, what they would do if they don't have any unique content, it's only aggregated, Google will mark them as a low quality content domain and they would just downgrade their ranking. This is why I usually recommend whenever someone's starting a new job board to go with 500, maximum 1,000 active aggregated jobs every month. This
Mhm.
way they can go slowly versus like all of a sudden having all the jobs, which technically hurts them on the long run. So
And
if
you
I
can
go
set
over,
that filter on there. You can.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can. I'll demo it right now, actually. So let's say we go into our new aggregator. It's pretty simple. We have XML feed, which is pretty common, and we have web scrapers that allows you to scrape jobs from other websites. So let's say we want to scrape, and let's say we want to scrape from this ATS. So Kraken in this case is a company that hosts all their jobs in lever.co. Let's say we want to scrape them. But
Mhm.
actually, since our job board also very niche specific, let's say we want to scrape only compliance related jobs. So we can easily do that. We can say, okay, let's create a scraper from Kraken. And let's say here we want to filter. We want to filter only compliance jobs. If you have multiple keywords, you can just comma separate all that keywords here. And we can decide if we want to check for these keywords inside the entire job details page pretty much, or just the title itself. Okay, perfect. Let's create the aggregator. It usually runs for like 2 to 3 minutes if we saw already the web page somewhere else, and it will import all the jobs. If I go into the details here what I was referring to, active jobs limit, you can say how many jobs altogether at any given time you want to have active from Kraken. So let's say you're starting a new job board. Usually I would recommend to go 5 to 10 jobs from different sources. If they are a company specific, you can also scrape from like big job boards too. That way you can keep the number altogether probably like around 500. Okay, perfect. It imported. We can see total, we processed 60 jobs, but from that 60 jobs, only 8 of those matched the compliance filter, and we imported all these jobs.
That's cool. Yeah.
If I go into the website, you can see all these jobs are imported. You can see also an interesting thing here. Some of them already got categorized and tagged. See, one of them is like manager and one of them senior. If I click, I'll be able to filter all the senior jobs. How do we do that part is actually aggregators. We allow job board owners to create one-time rules. For example, let's say I'll delete this and we can start from scratch. Okay, let's say I want automatically categorize all the jobs that being important. And why this is important for search engine optimization, because it's one thing that we have only jobs content. It's one thing when that we have all these jobs properly categorized. And we can easily do that. Let's say tag senior jobs. We can say now if job title contains senior or SR, we can say in this case, other tag senior. We can test this condition to see what would happen if it was already running, and we can see this many jobs would have matched the tag that we're gonna create. Perfect. Now, next time when auto tagger runs, when actually importer runs, it will apply all the rules that we have in our account and will automatically categorize the jobs that we are importing. So if I run this manually again, usually they run every 24 hours, so there is no need to run it manually. But in case if you change something and if you want to test, you can just also run it manually. And once it's finished, it will apply the rules that match actually any of these tags. You can also here create multiple conditions. Let's say you want job title to be manager, but then you don't want the job description to contain, let's say, HR, because your job board is not HR related. You can do that too. So it's pretty robust system that allows you to create a job board, fill out it with jobs at the beginning, but also to filter only the jobs that you want. You can also say, let's say you don't want to import any manager and HR jobs. Instead of assigning properties, you can say skip. So you can create one rule that will skip all the non-relevant jobs that usually you see in the aggregators coming to you. And you can just keep updating this like tax list should just filter the jobs and have only jobs that are relevant to your industry. Now, if we go back, refresh, you'll see the senior here, and senior applied to anything that had senior inside the title. Why this is important, actually? If we go into job board, let's say we browse software development, actually. Let me go and just add a new job. Or we'll have, let's say we want also to add here category software development. Perfect. And this job is location Dublin. So just close. Okay. Perfect. Updating. Now, if I go software development, I have one job. This is cool, but what's important here that we created automatically job software development kind of landing page that will bring anyone, technically will give your job board chance to rank for software development jobs keyword whenever searching is for that specific keyword. But the trick here is actually majority of these searches will be performed not software development jobs, but it will be software development jobs in Los Angeles, software development jobs in Chicago, etc. So we go one more level deeper and create automatically pages for this that will bring exact like combination of these two. It's software development and Los Angeles. Now it will bring only those jobs. We'll automatically put this into a sitemap of a job board. So, and it can be submitted to Google. So technically giving job boards chance to rank for like a lot of long tail keywords that are location specific.
Very cool. Yeah, you have one of the more robust scraping features I've seen on job board software. I think that's your strong point. If I had to one criticism I have of your platform, Marty, is if you can take some constructive criticism, is the homepage layout.
Yeah.
I'd love to see more customization there, where you can, because it's very templatized. So you have those categories up there. You can't really change the order of things or move stuff around on that homepage. That's something I think you should look at as well, just as far as future modifications to the software. But your scraping is definitely top notch.
That's actually a very good point and already is on our product roadmap. Right now, we're working probably on 3, 4 quick win features that we've seen a lot of customers ask for. The estimate, I think, we'll finish all this by the mid-December latest, and from the new year, we're gonna start working only on the drag and drop feature, which will bring more themes to the job boards and also ability to completely redesign your homepage if someone would like to do so.
Cool, cool. Why don't you just take us through the pricing if you could real quick, and I had
Yeah,
a final
of
question
course.
for you as well. What's your most popular package?
Then last time we updated, it was this package, which is 225. But right now, during the last, I would say, 4 months, especially after releasing the registration wall, we've seen people more move to 425 package.
What's the registration wall?
It's a pretty cool feature that comes on top of this aggregation feature that we do. So regarding the backfill, that's what I mentioned. Yeah, the problem with backfill, it will just completely redirect the traffic to external source and it will not stay in your job. With aggregation, we take it one step forward because now you have job details page, someone can go browse the job. But once they click on the link, they're going to be redirected to external application source and we're going to lose pretty much the profile information. Which registration wall, we can actually collect this profiles information before actually people leave our job board. So if I go into the settings, registration wall, let's say enable it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, yes. Now if I go, let's say this job is aggregated, I go as a user, I browse the content, now I want to apply. When I click to apply, first it asks me the basic information about myself. I can fill out and then be redirected. This is good for job boards since they can grow their resume database even on aggregated jobs before actually redirecting the traffic. And
They still have to apply on the other site though, still, right?
yes, exactly. Yeah, there is no technical way for us to integrate with application tracking systems since there are so many and it's like different sources. But usually job boards, what they would do, they would enable this feature at least to collect profile information of job seeker before actually allowing them to be redirected to another source. And another cool thing here is this form is completely customizable based on pretty much the niche job board that we have. From the taxonomy and fields, profile field section, if someone wants, they can come here, let's say, for actually our job board, resume field is important. So we can say resume require and display on sign up, but we also can, for example, let's say we also want to include headline. We can go and say, okay, headline field. We want to include this too. So we'll just say display on sign up. This way, instead of like collecting the entire profile information, we can collect as much as truly needed for us to have a full complete profile. But later we can have more fields that user can fill out in their pretty much account page instead of like saying, hey, to create the profile, fill out this like 25 fields altogether at once.
Gotcha. Very cool, Marty. I appreciate the demo today. My last question for you is, what's your advice for new job owners out there as far as just getting some traction and being successful in the industry?
Very good question. It actually like depending on the customer type that we have. So there are two types of customers. I've seen one that would start from scratch. If they usually start from scratch, the two success paths that we've seen, either building an audience in like social media channels or just really heavily investing in search engine optimization. If they already have an audience, they would start monetizing based on that audience. Another common theme that we've seen is a lot of people will start, they will think once they open a job board, the traffic will come and they will be rich or that they will be selling job posts. it's a long game, and they need to be ready to invest for long run to work on SEO, work on the domain ranking, and then only they will be able pretty much to get to the profitable state.
Yeah. Well, appreciate the advice, Marty. And again, thanks for the demo, JBoard.io for the viewers out there. And Marty, keep us up to date with your future updates.
Likewise, appreciate a lot, Chris. Have a wonderful
Excellent.
day.
Thanks for watching.